All right, it's the moderator here, and boy, have we got a treat to deal with today. I'm just gonna say that right now. Some drama's been going down in the FOE community. I'm here to address it, and this will be the final thing said on this matter, or else I'm fucking ignoring you. I'm sorry, but the drama in question is being stirred up by a user FOE_sulfur concerning whether changelings should be canon within this roleplay continuity. And they have posted a paste bin with 60 points, some of them blank lines, but most of them points addressing this matter, and I'm gonna be going over them. So we begin with image 1 that I'm not putting up on the screen. Warning: following material is a work of fiction and mind. Accuracy of information may vary. Most of it is related to the FOE Twitter roleplay group. It can also be used as argumentation material. Okay. So, here we go. Image number 2. Lines 4 through 11. So there was a bit of buzz concerning changelings and how not canon they are, and how should they be extinct. That's really odd wording right there, but okay. Mainly based on 3 following points. There's actually 4. Sulfur is just counting up from 0. So we're gonna address this conventionally. 1. Survival of changelings themselves right when the apocalypse happened. 2. Starvation, not enough love to feast on during the time ponies were enclosed in vaults. 3. Converting. It's impossible to change a pony into a changeling. 4. Players dragged into the hive without their own consent. Moving on to 13 through 16. Point number 1. If we say changelings aren't an important faction before the war, which I'm not saying at all, they clearly had some involvement with the wedding between Cadence and Shining Armor. I mean, Jesus. We all saw that bullshit, right? Which they weren't from the media available to us. Okay, thank you for refuting literal show canon. But, alright. That being said, the hives are mostly underground, caves, and the usual. So even if the hives were a target, which is doubtful, then survival would be once again possible. I don't know if you've seen Starship Troopers, Sulfur. It's a movie. There were bugs in that movie. They lived underground. The humans that were fighting these bugs nuked their hive. And that entire hive lit up like a fucking candle. Well, not really like a candle, more like a fucking hydrogen bomb explosion, because that's what happened. Added, I don't think that changelings would be able to survive in vaults very well, because they would probably have been found out and either imprisoned or killed within those vaults. So that's that. Now we're moving on to image 4, which I'm bringing up now. Alright, addressing point 2 now. Starvation. So if we start by a worst case scenario, we'll say that changelings had no supplies whatsoever, unlikely as fuck, before the war, and had been sitting ducks. I'm not exactly going to say that, considering, they almost nearly took over Equestria at one point. And were then subsequently, banished the fuck out, pretty much. They got smacked. They got fucking bitch smacked by a shield. I don't think that's... Yeah. 20. Most of the population would indeed starve. Yeah. Sorry. The queen would still probably survive, be it through hibernation, which many insects enter in winter months, including flies and butterflies, or cannibalism. I don't think you've noticed, but changelings feed from emotion. So therefore, I feel like if they need to feed from emotion, they will not be able to produce that themselves in order to feed off of. If we look at ourselves, we're not plants. We can't make our own food. We need to consume it from other things. Therefore, it's logical to assume that changelings cannot produce emotion to feed off of, and thus must feed off of emotion themselves. We don't know if changelings have a way to store food. That's true. But it has been accepted as headcanon that Amarita, probably spelled wrong, just a little note, yeah, it is spelled wrong. It's A-R-M. No, actually, no, it's not even that. It's A-M-A-R-I-T-A. Amrita, has been accepted as a sort of liquefied love. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna say no. That's Twitter pony headcanon. That's not even general headcanon. And I don't know if you've noticed, but that this isn't Twitter ponies. We don't have plot line running around with main characters. We don't have any main characters really. That change is necessary because I don't want a clusterfuck like Twitter ponies to happen in this group. That being said, during the days right after the war, ponies didn't simply disappear from the face of Equestria. No, they didn't. They went into vaults. Some became ghouls. Others went into the sky with the Enclave. You know, that whole deal. If mega spells are comparable to modern-day warheads, the kill zone isn't that big, nor are losses from radioactive fallout. We see from Fallout 4 with the crashed vertebrate. Okay, well, actually, I can't even really argue with this, considering I've only spent like 5 minutes with Fallout 4 before putting it on my shelf because it felt like Fallout 3, and I found Fallout 3 to be very boring. I like New Vegas better, honestly. So I'm just gonna skip ahead down to line 26. Sorry. So starvation scenario is very, very unlikely. No. Either from lack of supplies or lack of food source. Yeah. That's why. It'd be very harsh time for the hive, but survivable. Very harsh, but not unsurvivable. I'm really saying, dude, 200 years without food. Or with very, very little food. I don't think ghouls are going to be in love with each other because they're going to be too busy figuring out that they're going to have to develop a necrosis fetish really fast in order for that to happen. Image number 5. Point 3. Converting ponies whilst making sense from the start wouldn't be done by potion. Nor magic, and whilst magical knowledge is scarce, it still wouldn't be used. Well, okay, this sentence just confuses me. It's written really strangely. Either that or the point. The point here is really ambiguous. I think Sulfur is trying to say that you can still do it. Changelings probably have some sort of either pod set up from the Candlelight Wedding. See, that's what I'm talking about. He knows his changeling shit. With fluid either made by the queen or drones would serve the purpose of the mutagen, explaining different looks from newborn changeling drones. I think newborn changeling drones look different because they're newborn. That'd be really fucked up if newborn human babies looked like adult humans. I'm just saying. Especially with that fucking Zika virus shit going around. Everyone would have shrunken heads and be retarded. Also, with the changeling pod thing, you're really speculating there. We don't know. That's the answer right there. We don't know. If you do not take it as canon, look at the quote changelingified tag on Derpy Buru. I don't go on that website. I know it's an image board thing, but I don't go there. Sorry. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I've only been on there once to like look at images, but like from Google, like, and it linked to Derpy Buru, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's on this site. But anyway, the concept has been done to the point at which such concept is outright canon. No, you can't assume something is canon because it's just been used a million times. I'm sorry about that. Alright, moving on now, I guess. Alright. Alright. Image number 6, rows 32 to 52. Point 4, captures. Alright, this is outright bullshies. I think language is an issue, but, alright. I have evidence to back up either the characters involved, given their willing acceptance to enter. I can back this up by direct messages or entered themselves, which I can once again back up. Okay, we're backing up. Fucking shit. I hate that song. Anyway, no unwilling conversions were happening. Man, my reading skills are 3rd grade level. Shep was what the player is outright messaging me. Aliax was offered, he could deny. Flarix was offered, he could deny. Candy was offered, and like others, she could deny. Zany was done with player consulting a transformation scene. Audina asked for a DM permission and then asked to join. Templar and Vanilla entered in their own input and haven't been converted. Neither of them asked. With that said, if you go into something and don't have a way out, it's not my mistake. Templar, whilst being triggered easily, has found a good way out of the situation. Salutes to his writing and planning. I haven't seen that because there's 20 million accounts that I follow on this mod. Actually, no, there's not 20 million. There's only 43. But still, that's a lot to keep up with. On top of this, the point that you're trying to argue is that they were forced. I misspoke when I said that. What I meant to say was they were peer pressured. If everybody's a fucking changeling, gee, I can't wait to walk out of the wasteland and find nothing but changelings to play with. That'd be fun. If you let your character join the hive and you don't have a way out if you want to, it's not my fault. It's you for being a bad writer. A bad idea-less writer. No. I'm just no. It's not really my fault if I join and then say, oh, I don't want to join. That's like if I fucking applied for the KKK and I was like, oh, this actually doesn't seem good for me. And, like, the fuck? Like, really, though. Like, it's not my fault if I get into shit. And since the concept of no magic is thrown around so much, what do you mean? I don't recall any concept of no magic being thrown around at all. Why the fuck did Shep and Zany made a potion to reverse the effect? Because nobody wanted to be a changeling. When magical and alchemical knowledge is so sparse, how did they find out how to reverse the changeling transformation with a simple potion? Possibly, as a simple get out to something they didn't want to participate in. Without even asking me, the writer, for my point of view. Because they're their own characters, and you don't control other people's characters. That's called power gaming, which is, is recommended against in both the Twitter Pony and FOE guidelines. I'm just gonna say that. But I plan to... Oh, hold on. I was put before a finished thing, which I always try to avoid. I don't know what you mean by that. No consulting or brainstorming, but I planned around and with that in mind as a good writer. And the RP is about good writing. If you want to ban changelings, then you don't have a long-term plan. Yeah, I do. The long-term plan is this. No changelings because they're not canon. I think we'll do fine, fam. The wasteland isn't even close to the harsh and ruthless world we've been put in front of in the Thick, or the Fallout games from which it takes root. Raiders are being thrown around as a joke. I don't see that. Slavers too. Enclave is sitting ducks up in the sky. Yeah, because they don't want to deal with bullshit on the ground. The only reason they even directly dealt it with anything in the games is because they wanted to take the fucking villagers from Arroyo and goddamn gas them. Anyway, we're moving on to image 7 now. And last but certainly not least, we have image 7. Starting at 52 and going down to 60. There isn't a big villain, a big evil that has to be fought for the ensured good being of pony kind. There is no strive for a fight or a fight for good. Everyone has enough water and food. Boy. There doesn't need to be a big central villain in all of this nuked out dirt hole. I think every pony is trying to already survive with dealing with fucking raiders and their own evils instead of another sort of, unify against this presence. This isn't the Transformers movie. We're not dealing with Unicron. There's no one to be feared. I want to change that. Fear each other. Fear each other. I want to see ponies afraid of tomorrow, afraid about their ammo and food and water. Be realistic and stop being an idiot. I really love that you just called me an idiot, because it really does make me want to be nice to you. I'd hate to have another storm incident and have you wrap your car around a fucking semi. If that even is legit. I don't think it's legit, but whatever. Start fighting for something, for your survival. They're already doing that. Make it seem so that you don't have everything, and make it seem like you need to fight for your survival. Okay, this isn't a really community, this is an individual issue. You don't like seeing people having fun. That's your biz, dude. That's your business. But it is understood that ponies are struggling right now. They might not specifically portray it every day like, oh, today my fucking water ran out. Today my pet dog ran away. Today my fucking... It's like, bitch, you're gonna have bad days, yeah, but not every fucking day. Not every day. It is an apocalypse, god fucking damn it. Okay. Make it seem that there are cities of ponies trying to get by whilst making sure they don't get drained of emotions by a bug. Well, I hope you're willing to make a city's worth of accounts. Make it so that there are more threats than getting bored. There certainly are. Rad scorpions are one of them. Make it so that the ponies aren't just lollygagging around in the wastes saying how safe it is. Nobody is saying how safe it is. There's radiation. Oh yeah, this is my favorite part actually of this. It's a checklist of all the things we're gonna have to deal with in the wasteland. There's radiation, defect robots, raiders and slavers, feral ghouls, mutated insects. You can actually cross death claws out because that's not a fixed specific thing. Changelings looking for a bite. You can cross that out too, since changelings aren't even really mentioned within the fanfictions. Radioactive storms. That's questionable. I mean, radioactive rain, I guess. But that's just the Pegasi fucking with you. Is that even... I don't know. It's been a while since I've read the fic, which I guess makes my knowledge a little weird. But whatever. And God knows what else. We need random events. A bot that has a list of player @names and sends a random threat message and let players take care of it. I already suggested that through a poll. You can kind of scroll down and look at it if you go to my tweets, but yeah, they weren't favored among the community. Although a random generator for RP starters is in the works by Dust Bowl. Thank you, Dust. You're actually I just want to take a moment to thank you because you and Mimi are doing a lot of shit for this community. Honestly, Mimi with helping me mod and Dust Bowl with a lot of the wiki work and stuff like that. So I just want to thank you guys. Also, if it isn't fitting to the current state, then ignore it. Do something, damn it. I will do something. There's a poll. If you scroll down on my tweets, you can go check it out. But It's got a few hours left on it. Basically, I left it up to the community to decide whether they want changelings or not. So it's not even my decision. It's all of you guys. But yeah, when I come back and that poll is done, that's basically going to be the decision. Also, I've been informed that Sulfur has multiple accounts. So if the answer is somehow mystically swayed to yes, actually right now the numbers are at. Let's go over to my account real quick. The numbers are at 24% of voters have chosen yes, that changelings are logical and practical in this community, or not community continuity, and 76% are swaying towards the no or nah fam option. So that's what's going on, and we got 5 hours left on that poll. So I'd say that a majority of the community, also the ones that have definitely spoken up to me about them not wanting changelings, are in far greater number than those who are supporting it right now. But, I mean, all in all, even if the community does say no, you can still have a changeling, but it's going to be like if you make an FOE Little Pip account. I don't think a lot of people are going to acknowledge you. But, I mean, they might. It's all up to the player. It's all up to the player. If you want to keep your changeling account, if you want to have a changeling account, cool. But don't expect it to be accepted as canon. And that's another issue. This RP is canon with slight modifications to not have a fucking Twitter ponies clusterfuck, goddammit. So that's the last saying on this issue right now, is that I will leave it to the poll for the rest of the community. If you want to have a changeling, you can, but don't expect it to be catered to by everybody. This is moderator piecing the fuck out. Later, bitches.